Hi, Motorman here with my new Ride Like a Pro DVD. It's been 4 years since we released Ride Like a Pro 5. I honestly believe we could never improve upon that DVD. It was that good. However, over these past few years, I've received lots of feedback from you, my viewers. You've told me where you're having problems. You've asked to see a bigger variety of motorcycles running through the exercises. You've asked to see more helmet cam footage, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. In addition, since the completion of Ride Like a Pro 5, I put several hundred students through my course. Those students have helped me to find lots of ways to make learning the 3 techniques faster and easier. If you've never seen any of my Ride Like a Pro videos, you will not be missing anything. I'm including all the information and exercises from those videos, plus more. There are just 3 simple techniques you must master. These techniques are what separate the amateur from the professional. Use the techniques a little bit, you'll be a little bit better rider. Use them all the way for maximum effect, and you'll be riding like a pro in no time. Proper use of your head and eyes, the friction zone, and the rear brake. That's really all there is to it. All right, you've practiced the friction zone exercises. You got a real good handle on that friction zone and use of the rear brake. You've kept your head and eyes up as you should, and you're ready for the first exercise. This is called the slow cone weave. Here's a diagram of the slow cone weave. Now, I mentioned in the practice guide to start at 12 foot, but if you have any problems with that, you could start at 15 feet. You want to focus as you come in. You'll be coming in from here. You want to focus about halfway down the line of cones you have. The more cones you have, the better it is. Keep your head and eyes up. Focus at about the halfway point where you see this green dot. As you start to get close to the center part, you want to keep your head and eyes up and look at the very last cone. Again, about 4 to 5 feet above it. Let the bike lean and sway and dip from side to side. So the motion should look similar to this. Bring it out, lean it, back in. And out you go. The bike has to lean and sway and dip. This is where we learn the dip. It's very important because that dip is going to be needed for every low-speed maneuver you'll ever perform. Don't look down at the cones. If you look down at them, I guarantee you'll hit them. The further ahead you look, the easier this becomes. I'm here with Victoria Pierce. She's 4'11", little tiny thing. Took her about 2.5 hours to learn these techniques and then have the ability to perform every single exercise here. Size or strength has no bearing. The weight of the motorcycle has no bearing on anything. The weight is on the tires. As long as you can use the friction zone, rear brake, and your head and eyes, the 3 techniques, anybody could ride even the biggest motorcycle. Now I'm going to put her on this Victory. It's a pretty big bike. In fact, I have to help her. She can't get the kickstand up because her legs won't reach it, and I have to put it in gear. But as soon as she's ready to go, she lets that clutch out, use the 3 techniques, and you'll see, very easy. Go right into the circle. Nothing to it when you know the proper techniques. No such thing as a bike that won't do it. The offset cone weave is an extremely important exercise because it's going to have you making quick left to right transitions, and that's exactly what you need to do out on the road when a vehicle violates you right away. You're going to need to quickly transition from one direction to the other, left to right or right to left. Here's the offset cone weave diagram. It's a little difficult to explain, but when you see it here, it's really simple to set up. These cones are spaced at 30 feet apart. You've got 5 cones at 30 feet apart. You measure over 24 feet, and if I were to put a mark there, from this point, you would measure 12 feet back, and that's where your next cone goes. Again, these are 30 feet apart. Now notice the way we have these bikes set up here. That's just about the exact path you need to take through this exercise. Notice there's no straight part to it. There's no zigzagging motion. It's a big S-shaped turn. This is usually the first exercise where people start scraping their pegs. They start to learn their bike's lean limits, and that's very important to do out on the road. As I pull into the first gate, I'm going to give it a little dip. That aligns my rear tire with the front. Now I snap my head and eyes and look at the next place I want to go. I'm going away from the gate. Now I turn towards it. Don't forget to counterbalance as you're going through. That is, your body stays straight up, the bike leans under you. If the bike is leaning to the left, you're keeping your weight to the right side. If the bike is leaning to the right, you're shifting your shoulders, which takes your weight to the opposite side. Don't want to lean with the motorcycle at low speeds. Above 20 miles an hour or so, it's okay to lean with the bike as you go around turns, but at low speeds, we want to lean to the opposite side. Once again, we're doing this as a group so you can plainly see the path through the exercise. At 24 foot wide, you have 6 foot more room than you actually need to make the turns. That means you could make a 6 foot mistake and still make it through the U-turn. Everything we've done up to this point has been handlebar steering. We're turning the handlebars in the direction we want to go. That's because we're below 15 miles per hour. Above 15 miles per hour comes the need for counter steering or push steering. That's because the gyroscopic effect of the two spinning wheels wants the motorcycle to go straight ahead. In order to make a turn at speeds above 15, we have to push forward on the left grip. The bike will lean left and go left. Push forward on the right grip, it leans right and goes right. You would think it's the opposite, and it's kind of confusing, but it really isn't. If you've ever made a turn at speeds above 20 miles per hour, you've counter-steered without even realizing it. This particular exercise gets you to understand how it works and the fact that it doesn't take much of a push to make that bike steer.